Hello and welcome to another edition of Addition. I'm your host, Addy. I'm a product manager at Microsoft, a mathematician, futurist, tech optimist, artist, and creator. And I'm here every day, Monday through Friday, bringing you the news, the hot topics in tech, an update on the markets, some career advice, and letting you know what I'm geeked out about this week. So before we get into the episode, if you're on YouTube watching, go ahead and click the thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you want these podcast episodes directly in your email inbox, subscribe to the Substack. That is additionpod.substack.com. If you're on YouTube, you can see it on the screen. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, at Addition with Addy, also on the screen. And for Twitter, it's at AdditionPod. My personal Twitter is at Addy. Those are all linked in the show notes for you. And just to give you an idea of what to expect, on Twitter, I share the links to the episodes, the YouTube link, as well as the Substack link. On TikTok, you have no idea what you're going to see there. Basically just me having a good time, and I also let people know when I have an episode out. Instagram is just a more filtered version of my TikTok, so things that aren't super TikTok specific, I put on Instagram, as well as YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is an even more refined assortment of my TikToks, as well as these full episodes. And sometimes I do a longer video, like a unboxing video on a specific subject. I have different playlists. You can go check them out. Okay, so that was a long intro, but I have an exciting news day today. Tech had been boring for a while, so I'm really excited that we have some hot topics to discuss. And of course, we always start with an update on the markets. That being said, before I go into the markets, I'm going to read my first iTunes review or Apple Podcast review. So this is from Casey Alana, and the review is "Love the show!" ! Thank you, Addy, for talking about these topics in a very digestible way. Those of us not coming from a finance or tech background who are inching our way into these spaces rejoice! I listen every day and get value each episode. Thank you for making time for us. Keep going! Thank you so much, Casey Alana. When I read that review, it literally made my day. Thank you so much. And if you have been enjoying this show and you feel so inclined, please leave me a 5-star review. I really appreciate getting the feedback. And of course, if you don't want to leave a 5-star review and just want to give me feedback, send me an email, additionpod@gmail.com. Comment, send me a DM. I am very open to receiving feedback, and I want to hear what you all think. Okay, let's get into the markets. So Bitcoin has reversed its progress from yesterday. It is down 0.39% in the past 5 days, and in 6.69% in the past 24 hours. So pretty much all the gains from the previous 5 days that I reported on yesterday are gone. That is what they call a bull trap. I will get into it after I talk about Ethereum. So Ethereum is hovering at 1,799, and it is down 8.21% in the past 5 days. And in the past 7 days, in the past 24 hours, it's down 8%. Or 7.59%. So yeah, Ethereum there was no real change. It had just been red for a while, but Bitcoin had a run up over the past few days and it just dramatically dropped. That's what they call a bull trap. So a lot of people, when they see the price of a Bitcoin or another crypto go up very rapidly, they may think, ooh, let me buy in now before it like skyrockets to the top, or moons as they call in crypto. I've definitely been guilty of doing that. I definitely did that earlier this year. And then they surprise you by dropping. The price gets to a point where they want to sell and then they just dump all of their Bitcoin. And usually these are larger players, like people who are holding a lot of Bitcoin. So this happens all the time in crypto. It's cool to see it in real time on the show. But also not cool if you lost your money, but hey, this is investing. This is why I don't time the markets, and this is why you should do your own research before you put money in a speculative asset like cryptocurrency. So this show is not financial advice. I'm just tracking the market so you don't have to. Okay, so stock markets. The S&P 500 continues to be up. It's 3.08% up in the past 5 days, and the NASDAQ is up 4.89% in the past 5 days. So stock markets are continuing to recover, whereas crypto is still on this up and down roller coaster. We shall see how they play out. We have no idea what's going to happen. The market is unpredictable. Okay, let's get to the hot topics in tech. So Facebook parent Meta COO Sheryl Sandberg is stepping down. So I quote from the CNBC article, Sheryl Sandberg is stepping down from her role as Chief Operating Officer at Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook. Sandberg joined Facebook in early 2008 as the number 2 to Facebook CEO and co-founder Mark Zuckerberg. Javier Olivan, the company's Chief Growth Officer, will take over as COO this fall. Sandberg will continue to serve on Meta's board of directors. Speaking to CNBC's Julia Borstein, Sandberg said the decision to step down will allow her to focus more on her philanthropic work. The move is not because of the company's regulatory overhang or its current advertising slowdown, she said. End quote. Okay, so first, Sheryl Sandberg has been a woman that I have looked up to, respected. As I work in big tech now, I realize the significance of a woman being the COO of a company as influential, as successful, as popular as Facebook or Meta. It is amazing. She has been at the company since early 2008, and it is now 2022. So she's been at the company for a long time. And because I follow the tech news, people have been talking about this for a while. As soon as Meta/Facebook, at the time it was Facebook, started getting their bad press last year, people were talking about Sheryl needing to step down and take responsibility or take the fall. And this is what is happening. Is this her choice, or was this decision made for her? I don't know, but it doesn't look good. And it's unfortunate that this happens a lot with women. They call it the glass cliff, where basically they put women in positions where they're set up to fail, or in Sheryl's case, set up to take the fall. But I read her book, Lean In. I don't idolize her or anything like that. I just respect her for what she has achieved in her career. I wish I would be able to have a type of career that Sheryl Sandberg has. It really has been an amazing career. She first started working for a government organization, and then she was early at Google, and then she was early at Facebook. So I'm excited to see what she does next. She says philanthropic work. Is it going to continue to be women in the workplace type philanthropy and advocacy, or is she going to pivot into something else? I don't know. We shall see. Okay, so next, this is from CoinDesk. U.S. charges Ex-OpenSea exec with NFT insider trading. And I quote from the article, Chastain was charged Wednesday with wire fraud and money laundering in connection with trading on confidential information about which non-fungible tokens were about to be featured on the OpenSea homepage, the Department of Justice said in a press release. The two charges each carry a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. The Justice Department alleged in the release that Chastain flipped dozens of NFTs after choosing to feature them on the website, selling them for 2 to 5 times what he initially paid. Chastain hid his fraud by making these purchases using anonymous digital currency wallets and anonymous OpenSea user accounts, according to the Justice Department. End quote. So this story came back a while ago where basically someone at OpenSea knew which items were going to be featured prominently. And items, I mean NFTs or non-fungible tokens, basically digital images that can be bought and traded on the blockchain. So he knew the price, or he knew these NFTs were going to be featured, bought the NFTs before they were featured. Of course, when something's featured prominently on the website, it's going to get more attention and more people are going to buy it. And he was able to make a profit off of it. And he did it apparently several times. So this is apparently the first time they've investigated an insider trading with digital assets. So this is history in the making. History was made for crypto. And it's also a good thing because the more people in crypto get charged for crimes and fraud, the less people are going to be incentivized to do it. So every time there is regulation or critical news involving crypto, it makes me feel better about crypto as an industry because it's going to get cleaner. Like, if you know anything about the history of banking, you would know that banks used to be incredibly seedy places, and that's why we have things like FDIC insurance and things like that. And as you can see, banks still exist and they're still profitable, thriving businesses. And the regulation probably helped strengthen the business. So this is what I'm seeing with crypto in terms of it being a new financial system, and it's very early, and we're working out the kinks with these types of laws and precedents put in place. Okay, moving on to Twitter. So this is from Bloomberg. Inside Twitter, shuffled jobs and Elon Musk tweets, dampen morale. And there's also news that Twitter is going to be shutting down TweetDeck for Mac in July. So I quote from the Bloomberg article, executives told workers of plans to pull back resources for some long-term ambitions, including audio spaces, newsletters, and communities, in favor of focusing on more immediate needs like user growth and personalization efforts, according to people familiar with the matter. That means many employees will be shuffled within the company's consumer product group, the people said. So, end quote. So it sounds like Twitter's having a massive reorg. People were applauding Twitter for shipping new features such as Twitter Spaces, which was their response to Clubhouse. There was Fleets for a while, which was Instagram or Snapchat stories on Twitter. They had a way that you could send an audio tweet. They have Twitter Blue, the subscription product. Now they're like, oh, we actually just need to get more people on the platform. And as someone who uses Twitter and has not used it as much lately, or as much as I like to, they have a huge user experience problem that they need to clean up. So I'm glad that they're refocusing their efforts. Twitter, I see living on, Elon or no Elon, and they're going to adapt and evolve. They're going to grow with the times because Twitter is such a critical platform and so many influential people are users and customers and want it to succeed. So Twitter's going to make it work regardless. Okay, so I will be honest, when I prepped my notes, I was so eager to get this episode out. I didn't plan for the career segment or what I'm geeked out about, but on the fly, on the career segment, I just want to give a positive affirmation. If you're freaking out, if you're a high performer and you're freaking out because you feel burned out and you're not being as productive, you're likely doing just fine. And this is actually something I got from Twitter. I will share the name of the person who does these tweets. Not Twitter, TikTok. So I will share the name of the TikToker in the show notes. But she was just basically like, calm down, like you're doing fine. And that being said, and this is only for people who are high performers. If you are an average performer at work, or if you are a low performer at work, ignore this advice. High performers, if you're feeling burned out and you feel like you're not doing enough, you really likely are. So just take a deep breath, calm down, and in a few weeks, you're going to feel differently than you do now. Okay, and what am I geeked out about this week? So I need to tell you about a show called Insiders. It is another Netflix reality show. It's based in Spain, so it's dubbed in English. But it's not a bad dub. The voices fit the characters, and it's basically a reality show where people, they don't know they're being recorded. They think they're in the final phases of casting, and the show literally puts them through. They probably do what every reality show does, which is manufacture drama. But this show openly manufactures drama to us as viewers. The contestants don't know. So I finished it last week. I didn't talk about it on the show. I recommend it if you like trashy Netflix reality TV. All right, so that's today's episodes. I will probably be recording in the evenings, Monday through Thursday, and in the mornings on Friday, just to give you guys an idea of when these are going to come out. I know I used to release them midday, but that doesn't work for my schedule anymore. So you'll be seeing them later, but you'll still get the episodes daily. All right, have a great day. Bye.